What's going on, guys? Byron here from ETA Kitchen, and we're going to make one of my all-time favorite hot sauces. Unfortunately, if you guys may notice over here, we're down a jar. We had a little bit of a boo-boo. I had ordered some of these, and 2 of the jars had shattered. Well, a third one had a small crack here. I hoped it would be okay, and it wasn't. So, long story short, the glass broke, and we're going to begin again. But that's good, because I didn't really film it in a way that I was very happy with last time. So the ingredients are pretty simple. You got some garlic. I've got some black garlic here, some red onion, some jalapenos, and some... These are basically local chilies or Indian green chilies. Nothing fancy. We're going to be using some power tools today. Who doesn't love power tools, right? So I've got the chopper machine. I'm going to go ahead and get all these bad boys prepped. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you wash your peppers really well. And then you're just going to trim the stalk end off. And that's about it. We're going to use the chopping machine to do the rest of the work, so this will be easy peasy lemon squeezy today. We'll be back in a little bit. Alrighty, so now we've got all of these processed, and I'm just going to show you guys here what I did. Basically cut the jalapenos in half, cut the stem end off, did the same thing with a lot of the chilies. Now these green chilies in particular, you got to pay attention. If you're looking at it and it's got like a brown or a black spot kind of in here, you don't want to put that into your fermentation, because that means there's already something going on. But you can cut around that part and then dispose of just that little part. So I'm going to go rinse this out, and then we're going to get to chopping. Which, actually, if I was a little bit smarter, which I am, we're going to go ahead and put these in here. And we're just going to stick all of the chopped veggies in here as we go, and then that'll make it easier to transition. This is already sterilized. We're test driving these new lids that arrived yesterday. So we're going to rock this thing out and see where we're at. Also, fair warning, when you're handling chilies with your bare skin, make sure that they're a mild chili, because you really don't want to do this with some of them hotter ones. All right, so we're just going to dice these up nicely with the chopper. Get to the chopper! It would help if I turned it on. So you're just going to give it a few pulses, just like that. We are ready to go. Take our handy dandy silicone spatula, which you can use any kind of spatula really. I just like the silicone or rubber spatula ones because they kind of follow the curve, which is what makes them really nice. So now we've got all of these. We are not going to be roasting this this time, like we did with the other 2, which we're going to be taste testing Thursday. Let's go ahead. We're just going to grab a nice basket load, if you will. Your chopper, maybe a different size. I'm going with about that much. Or if you're doing this by hand, you know, obviously. Take your time with it, be careful with it. There we go. And we want to get a good mix of both types of chilies in there, which we have a little bit more to go. I'm actually gonna, oh wow, these chilies have some They've got some chutzpah. They've got some pizzazz, if you will. This is, guys, I might regret leaving the seeds in here, but I'm not scared. There we go. We're not trying to liquefy these. Just dice them up. Oh, that smells so nice. It really does. See, I got nice handy little bits. And part of the reason for these nice little bits is that they're going to pack into the jar and just be that much easier to ferment, really. If you don't have the cool weights that you're going to see me use in this video, I will, of course, put a link down below. And I'm going to put a link to these lids as well. If you don't have the weights, you're going to want to use bigger chunks. Since I'm going to be using the weights, I can go ahead and use smaller chunks. Doesn't really matter. Honestly, it's going to taste about the same when you're done with it, because everything, when we're done fermenting it, is going to go through the blender and then get blended in with some of that apple cider vinegar over there. By doing the short pulsing, it lets the veggies kind of move inside there, so you get a better chop. So these, I'm just going to give it 1 or 2 more little pops here. And we'll go from there. And guys that are watching this, you know, if you've got some more suggestions on stuff you'd like to see me ferment, or stuff that you would like to see me cook, let me know. Hit me up in the comments down below. I want to hear from you. And while we're processing this, you know, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let you know every time I come out with new content. I can't do this without you guys. I will also throw this out there. I did use veggie wash on all of the peppers and the garlic and the onions, etc., etc., etc. Because if you don't wash your veggies, you nasty. I'm sorry, but you just nasty. Wash your veggies, people. Wash your veggies, wash your meat. Don't be nasty. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you killed the flavor. No, you actually make it better. I don't care. Doing it in short bursts will make sure that you don't, you know, pulverize it. And eventually you'll get it to the consistency you want. I want some bigger chunks in there this time, as well as some of the smaller chunks. That's it for processing the veggies. Because I am, unfortunately, I'm all out of jars. Amazon left without me. I'm still waiting for some more jars to get delivered. So that means we got to get creative. So we're going to grab our handy dandy scale. We're going to fire this bad boy up. And we're going to weigh this jar. And then I'm going to guess. I'm going to make 2 quarts of the salt brine at 2.5% mixture. Okay. I'm sorry, 2 cups, not 2 quarts. So that's 402 grams. We're going to zero that out. Got our filtered water ready to go. And just in case you guys think I'm really good at eyeballing it, I appreciate the compliment. It's actually graduated on the side of the jar. Some people who've never been around a mason jar, they may not know that, but it's there. Grab some more filtered water. Okay, so we got 460 by volume. Excuse me 1 second. I'm going to do a little math and I'll be right back. Alrighty, and we're back. So that works out to be 12 grams of salt on the nose for 2 cups of water. Always check it by weight. Do the math. I'm actually going to put a link at the bottom of this video in the comments section of where you can go and click and do your calculations. Just makes it a little bit easier. For those of you that are watching this and you're like, oh, I don't want to do no math. Well, I don't want to do math either. So I just found a little online calculator that I use and I find it helpful. So we're just going to weigh out 12 grams. Oopsie, son of a biscuit. I went too far. That's double. Actually, you know what? That'll be okay. No, it won't. I'll be back. All right. So, as promised, this failure will not be edited out. I'm a real human being. I make mistakes. What really matters is what you do with your mistakes going forward. Cool thing is, all of the hard math is already done for us, so we know we just need to add 12 grams of salt. All right. I like to live dangerous. So there's 13, and I'm actually going to go just a hair more. There we go. All right. So I actually went just a hair over because I have a weird feeling that 2 cups of brine will either be too much or too little. And there's always about a half a gram left in the jar afterwards. All right, we're going to cheat. I'm going to grab my handy dandy lid. And we're just going to shake, 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 senora. Shake your body line. Woo, woo. Here I am dancing like a fool on YouTube. Alrighty. But you know what's cool? Sometimes you just get so into what you're doing that you forget there's a camera there. Granted, I'm still fairly new to all of this, but it is kind of cool to know that I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable, at least to me. I've got this thing laying around and handy, so this is what we're going to use. All right. Now we're going to get all of this into there. Grab Mr. Handy Dandy spoon. Spoon. That's a Tick reference for you guys that happen to be a fan of the show The Tick. We're going to stuff it in here. Give it a good little mix up. Want to make sure that that garlic and that black garlic and that onion are all nicely mixed in. And guys, I really wish there was a smell function, because that last batch of this that I made up smelled so incredible. It smelled incredible all over my kitchen. My entire kitchen smelled like wonderful, wonderful, wonderful hot sauce. And I was actually, as disappointed as I was that the glass had broken, I was kind of pleased to note that it smelled absolutely fantastic. Alrighty. So now we're going to take this handy dandy beating stick and we're going to beat it. Shove it down, get it nice and compacted in there. All kitchens should have a pokey stick. That's all I got to say. If you don't have a pokey stick, you're missing out. Ah! Trying not to make a mess. Really glad I sterilized the countertops before I started. Alrighty. We do want to leave a little bit of space at the top because we know this is going to burp a bit. But I'm not going to shove that down too far either. I'm just going to kind of compact it in there a little bit. I don't want to get it too shoved in there. I don't really think I'm going to get much more out of this, so we're going to call this done. Alrighty. Next, after we wash our hands and get rid of our mess here. You guys are tired of looking at this? Heck, I'm tired of looking at it. Go ahead and pick up our junk here. A clean kitchen is a happy kitchen, and a happy kitchen is a happy daddy. Rules to live by. All right, so actually I probably should have got my pokey stick. That's okay. Make sure all your seeds and all that junk, anything that's going to provide a bad seal or possibly prevent a good seal from forming, that'd be a better way to